Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day. Before we begin the video, please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig, puts her heart on the line this week on The Bold and the Beautiful. After realizing that Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, is losing interest in her, Taylor will make a drastic move to try and save their relationship. But will her plan backfire? Here's what's coming up next on the CBS soap. Spoilers ahead. Brooke Logan, Katherine Kelly Lang, is caught up in a whirlwind reunion with her other ex-husband Nick Marone, Jack Wagner. The former married couple hasn't spent time together in a decade. They have a lot of catching up to do. But Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, will be green with envy when he learns that Brooke is spending time with his half-brother. According to B&B spoilers, Ridge is a horrible actor, and it won't be long before Taylor Hayes and his daughter Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline Messins Wood, both accuse him of being jealous of Nick and Brooke. This week Taylor will shock Ridge. His ex-wife proposes to him and asks him to remarry her. Regardless of whether Ridge says yes or no, it's not going to end well for poor Taylor. If Ridge admits that he still has feelings for Brooke Logan and turns down Taylor's proposal, she's going to be devastated. There's a chance her broken heart syndrome symptoms could rear their ugly heads again, and she could have heart complications again. If Ridge Forrester accepts Taylor's proposal and she starts making wedding plans, then he's just prolonging the inevitable and setting her up for an even bigger heartache down the line. Imagine Ridge says yes, but then he ends up hooking up with Brooke before he is supposed to say, "I do." The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Ridge is damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. If he is honest with Taylor about his feelings for Brooke Logan, it could literally put her in the hospital and slash or kill her. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers suggest that heartbreak may strike once again for Taylor Hayes, and this time, it could be more than just emotional devastation. It could manifest into something far more dangerous. Fans of the long-running CBS soap opera will recall that Taylor has endured a lifetime of ups and downs, mostly revolving around her complicated and often heartbreaking entanglement with Ridge Forrester. Now, with recent events spiraling out of control and Taylor left standing on the outside of yet another romantic triangle, whispers are swirling that her long-suppressed health issues may be creeping back into the spotlight. Could Taylor be facing the return of broken heart syndrome? Longtime viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful will remember when Taylor was previously plagued by stress-related health scares, particularly in the wake of intense emotional trauma. While not officially labeled as broken heart syndrome at the time, there were clear indications that she was physically affected by the mental and emotional toll of her relationships, especially those connected to Ridge, Brooke, and her children. Now, as Ridge and Brooke have once again found their way back into each other's arms, seemingly cementing their status as destiny fulfilled, Taylor is left grasping for purpose and struggling to maintain the emotional balance she fought so hard to achieve. Recent episodes have shown Taylor trying her best to put on a brave face, pretending that she supports Ridge's decisions and that she's focused on her career and family. But behind closed doors, Taylor is unraveling. Her scenes have grown increasingly introspective, often lingering on her silences, her expressionless gazes, and her attempts to convince herself that she's fine. Viewers can see the cracks forming, and it's only a matter of time before something gives. Insiders suggest that a major emotional breakdown is brewing, and it could take the form of a medical emergency that leaves Taylor and those closest to her stunned and fearful for her future. The show may be preparing to revisit Taylor's mental health and vulnerability in a way that highlights the pressures that come with loving someone like Ridge. Her deep connection to him has been a defining feature of her character for decades, and despite her years away from Los Angeles, her return was heavily tied to the idea of unfinished business, especially with Ridge and their children. While she has made strides toward reclaiming her independence and forging her own path, she always ends up back in the same painful cycle, watching Ridge choose Brooke again and again, no matter how much damage it causes along the way. For Taylor, this isn't just heartbreak. It's a deeply rooted trauma that she has never fully escaped. Rumors indicate that an upcoming storyline will delve into Taylor's past health crises and may reframe them as early signs of broken heart syndrome, a condition known medically as Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. Often triggered by extreme emotional distress, it mimics the symptoms of a heart attack and disproportionately affects women, especially those who have experienced repeated emotional trauma. The show has never been shy about using real-life medical conditions to heighten drama, and this could be a powerful way to revisit Taylor's history while giving Krista Allen the kind of emotionally rich material that allows her to shine. If the rumors prove true, fans could see Taylor collapsing unexpectedly in an upcoming episode, with symptoms that mirror a heart attack. This would send shockwaves through the Forrester family, particularly Ridge, who has always professed to care deeply for Taylor, even when he doesn't choose her. The guilt that would come with realizing his actions may have contributed to her medical crisis could be enough to shake Ridge to his core. But would it be enough to change his behavior? That remains to be seen. Meanwhile, Brooke's reaction to Taylor's potential health scare would also be pivotal. While the two women have shared a fragile truce in recent years, even calling themselves friends during moments of mutual support, the bond between them is still strained by their decades-long rivalry. If Taylor's life hangs in the balance, Brooke may be forced to confront the consequences of her role in the ongoing Ridge Triangle, as well as the impact it has had on a woman she once viewed as nothing more than a rival. Could Brooke step up and be a true friend in Taylor's time of need, or will the guilt and tension only widen the divide between them? Adding another layer to this potential storyline is the involvement of Steffy and Thomas, both of whom have leaned heavily on their mother in recent months. If Taylor is suddenly facing a life-threatening health issue, it could upend everything they've been working toward, especially for Thomas, who is trying to rebuild his reputation and prove he's a changed man. He may be particularly vulnerable if he believes his mother's suffering is due to the endless emotional roller coaster their family has been on thanks to Ridge and Brooke's drama. Steffy, always the fierce protector, could lash out at both Ridge and Brooke, accusing them of pushing Taylor to the brink. Spoilers hint that this potential health scare could become a major turning point in the current narrative arc, opening up storylines that touch on forgiveness, guilt, medical intervention, and family loyalty. Viewers could be in for scenes at the hospital, tearful bedside confessions, and possibly even flashbacks to key moments in Taylor's romantic history, reminding longtime fans of just how deep the pain has run over the years. The show has excelled in recent months at tapping into the emotional history of its characters, and this would be a prime opportunity to do that again with one of its most beloved and complex heroines. In fact, some behind-the-scenes chatter suggests that this arc may lead to a temporary exit or sabbatical for Taylor. Whether due to a medical retreat or a period of convalescence, Taylor could step away from Los Angeles to recover, physically and emotionally, after a major scare. This would not only give the character time to reflect, but also open the door for future returns that are more focused on self-preservation and less on chasing a love that continually leaves her broken. If Taylor does indeed exit temporarily, it could mark the beginning of a transformative journey for her, one that might finally free her from the Ridge-Brooke triangle once and for all. Still, that's easier said than done. Taylor has a history of falling back into old patterns, especially where Ridge is concerned. Even if she survives a serious health scare, it's unclear whether the emotional hold Ridge has over her can truly be broken. This is the tragic flaw in Taylor's story. Her heart, both literal and metaphorical, is so deeply entwined with Ridge's choices that it leaves her vulnerable time and again. And if broken heart syndrome returns, it's a stark reminder that some wounds run deeper than words can express. On the other hand, this could also be a breakthrough moment. Taylor has long been admired for her intelligence, compassion, and strength, and there's a growing demand among fans for her to reclaim her narrative and find fulfillment outside of romantic entanglements. A major health crisis could act as a wake-up call, prompting Taylor to reevaluate her life and seek healing in new ways. Perhaps a new romance, unrelated to the Forresters, could be in her future. Or maybe she will focus more deeply on her career, her grandchildren, or her personal passions, anything that affirms her worth outside of being Ridge's second choice. There's also the possibility that this medical twist could create unexpected alliances. Could someone like Bill Spencer or even Deacon Sharp be drawn into Taylor's orbit as a support system? Both men have complicated histories with the women of the Forrester family, and either one could emerge as a surprising source of comfort for Taylor during her darkest hour. The writers have shown a willingness to shake up romantic pairings and explore unconventional connections in recent months. So the door is wide open for Taylor's next chapter to include new faces and unexpected bonds. One thing is certain, if Taylor suffers another bout of broken heart syndrome, it won't just be a medical emergency, it will be an emotional reckoning years in the making. The show has built Taylor up as a woman who has endured loss, betrayal, and rejection with grace and dignity, but everyone has a breaking point. If this storyline is done right, it could become one of the most powerful arcs The Bold and the Beautiful has delivered in years, reminding fans why Taylor Hayes remains one of the show's most compelling figures. Whether it leads to a transformation or another tragic cycle remains to be seen, but the emotional stakes couldn't be higher. And as Ridge continues to navigate his feelings, viewers will be watching closely. If he sees Taylor suffer because of him again, will that finally force him to reassess the choices he's made? Or will he continue down the path of least resistance, clinging to Brooke while Taylor pays the price? Fans are hoping that this time, Taylor puts herself first, even if it means walking away from the man she's loved for decades. Because at the end of the day, Taylor's heart deserves more than pain. It deserves peace. The Bold and the Beautiful has a long legacy of emotional storytelling, and with this potential storyline, the writers have an opportunity to deliver a poignant, character-driven arc that resonates deeply with fans. As the summer heats up, all eyes will be on Taylor Hayes. Will she finally get the healing she deserves, or is her heart destined to break all over again? Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our United News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.